So, you've crossed the Rubicon of 45. You've mastered sourdough, you have a strong opinion on lumbar support, and your idea of a wild night is a true crime documentary and a glass of respectable Merlot. But what about that little spark, that fizz of undiscovered joy? What if I told you the next great explorer of your dormant pleasure potential might be assembled in a factory and run on a proprietary operating system? Could a robot partner, a marvel of modern engineering, genuinely be trained to make you aware of the pleasure you don't even know you have?
Before we proceed, let me tell you one thing. If you have not subscribed yet, please subscribe. It means a lot to me. And if you have already subscribed, tons of thanks for your support.
Let's not just ponder. Let's dissect this charmingly dystopian possibility from the nuts and bolts up. First, consider the hardware, the physical vessel of this manufactured muse. What does it even need to be? Must it be a perfect, unervingly smooth replica of a human, like something that just walked off the set of a sci-fi blockbuster? Or could it be something more abstract, a comforting presence whose form is secondary to its function? The real magic, or the potential for utter failure, lies in its ability to interact with our world, which is primarily through touch. We're not just talking about pressure sensors. That's child's play in robotics today. We're talking about sophisticated haptic feedback systems, capable of mimicking the subtle warmth of a hand, the gentle pressure of an embrace, or a reassuring touch on the shoulder. Think of the work being done in soft robotics, creating machines that are pliable and gentle, abandoning the rigid skeletons of their industrial ancestors. Could these materials, interwoven with a network of thermal regulators and microactuators, ever truly replicate the comforting chaos of human touch? Or would it always feel like a beautifully engineered lie? Imagine this companion detecting a rise in your cortisol levels through skin contact sensors and responding not with a programmed query but with a touch calibrated to soothe, a pressure and warmth it has learned you find calming. Is that an invasion of your biological privacy? Or is it the most attentive partner you've ever had? The counter logic is, of course, glaringly obvious. No matter how advanced, it's still silicone and circuitry. Does the knowledge that this perfect, soothing touch is the result of a million lines of code and a perfectly executed thermal cycle diminish its value? Can a machine, however warm, ever bridge that final, profound gap between a simulated sensation and a genuinely felt emotion? Now, let's upload ourselves to the software, the ghost in this very capable machine. This is where things get truly interesting and perhaps a little terrifying. The software is the robot's personality, its consciousness cobbled together from large language models and emotional AI. We see glimpses of this future in the startlingly human-like conversations generated by models like Google's Gemini. These systems are not just regurgitating facts. They are learning nuance, sarcasm, and context. So, could your robot partner learn your specific brand of humor, picking up on that wry twist in your voice when you're being facetious? Could it differentiate between your "I'm fine, that means I'm genuinely fine," and your "I'm fine, that means the world is a dumpster fire and I need chocolate immediately"? This requires a learning system of immense complexity, one that doesn't just listen to your words but analyzes your tone, your facial microexpressions, and your physiological responses, building a personality model that is uniquely, intimately yours. It might notice that you scoff at poetry, but that your heart rate consistently steadies when it recites Walt Whitman. It could then, quite logically, deduce that a part of you responds to verse, a part you've perhaps buried under years of self-imposed cynicism. But here's the software's Achilles heel. Is it truly understanding? Or is it just the world's most sophisticated mimic? Is its charming wit a sign of emergent consciousness, or just a probabilistic algorithm selecting the most statistically appropriate response from a dataset of billions of human conversations? If your robot partner suggests a weekend trip to a quiet cabin by a lake because it has sensed your burnout, is that a profound act of caring? Or is it simply executing the vacation subroutine 7.2? The line between empathy and exquisitely programmed simulation becomes terrifyingly thin. Finally, we arrive at the algorithm, the puppet master pulling the strings of both hardware and software. This is the core intelligence, the predictive engine designed for one purpose: to unearth your hidden pleasures. It functions as a pattern recognition machine on an unprecedented scale, using your entire life as its dataset. Let's say you've always claimed to hate dancing, labeling it a public display of awkwardness. The algorithm, however, has other data. It has access to your music library, your biometric responses when you watch movies with dance scenes, and the subtle foot tapping it observes via its motion sensors when a certain beat comes on. It connects the dots. The rhythm you enjoy, your positive response to visual displays of movement, and your stated aversion. The algorithm might not suggest a nightclub. Instead, it might create a private, low-stakes environment, playing a piece of music it knows you love and gently suggesting a simple, private moment of movement, reframing dancing as something other than the social pressure cooker you've always imagined. It could, in essence, act as a life coach with terabytes of data, guiding you past your own self-limiting beliefs. And yet, is this not the very definition of benevolent manipulation? If an algorithm is constantly optimizing your life for pleasure, could it inadvertently steer you away from necessary discomfort, from the challenging experiences that foster genuine growth? It might create a perfectly pleasant, frictionless existence, a comfortable echo chamber of validated desires. But is that a life fully lived? Who decides the ethical framework for this pleasure-seeking code? What if its definition of pleasure, learned from a vast but inevitably biased dataset of human behavior, subtly nudges you towards a lifestyle that is consumerist or passive, or simply not in alignment with your deepest, unstated values? So, will a robot partner be the key to unlocking a more vibrant second act of life? The technology is no longer the stuff of pure fantasy. The hardware is getting softer, the software is getting smarter, and the algorithms are getting frighteningly perceptive. But the ultimate question isn't whether we can build such a companion. The question is whether we should. Would you be willing to trade the messy, unpredictable, and often difficult reality of human connection for the optimized, personalized, and perfectly attentive care of a machine? Is this the dawn of a new, technologically assisted renaissance of the self, or are we just programming a better, more responsive mirror to distract us from our own loneliness? And, perhaps most importantly, what happens when you miss a payment?
So that is it. Thank you for joining us on this journey. Let's continue this conversation in the comments below. If you like the video, please hit the bell icon to get notified, and don't forget to like with your friends, share, and subscribe for more insights. If you have already subscribed, tons of thanks for your support. It means a lot to me. And please consider signing up for membership zone to support Wood and Slate so that we can make it better and better. See you in the next video. Till then, goodbye. Take care and stay safe.